Picking up a Seraphim Tech signature northeast. It's probably in the temple by the village. Destroy the temple to expose the tech. Ops out. Your units won't automatically attack the temples because your ACU doesn't register them as a threat. To force an attack, click on Attack, and then on the temple. Reading another Seraphim Tech signature in your area. It's probably in another one of the temples. Destroy them and see if the tech is inside. The immediate area is clear. Scanning for more tech. Ops out. The Aeon have 2 bases in the area, and one of them is registering a tech signature. Destroy both bases, grab the tech, and get out of there. Ops out. Gate. We're getting you and the tech off planet. Your first priority is the defense of York 18. The civilians there must be safe before Dr. Brackman will leave the planet. You must also guard the Quantum Gate. It is our only evacuation point. Ops out. Is down. The northwestern base has been destroyed. We can now start evacuating York 18. Wait. More trouble east of your position. Be ready for another fight. Ops out.
Operation area.
The UEF
expanded.
is shelling Dr. Brackman's position, and he's pinned down in a bunker. They're hitting him with artillery and cruise missiles. That The cruiser has been destroyed. Evacuation vehicles are being prepped.
System
Ops out.
The ruse worked perfectly. Oh, yes. While you distracted them with the trucks, I made my escape elsewhere. Well done, my boy.
Dr. Brackman is off-planet and safe. Your orders are to engage the UEF commander and destroy him. Make commander is no more. Come home.
Hello and welcome to my Thursday afternoon stream. I'll be playing Supreme Commander today. I'll be continuing the Cyberrun campaign. I hope to finish it, but honestly I'll be happy if I manage to finish the fourth and the fifth mission. I do think that I need about 1.5 hours for each of them, so a little bit more in total. That being said, hello, welcome in, Antira. I hope that you have a speedy recovery, that your throat will feel better soon. I understand being careful. If you're not forced to go somewhere, then taking it easy and resting to make sure that the scratchy throat doesn't become full-blown sickness is absolutely understandable. So I hope that goes away quickly still, though, and then that you can and have been enjoying your Thursday so far. Okay. Let's see how well we can jump in, luckily without all of the UI expansion mods. It's been running very, very smoothly. Didn't have any of the unfortunate hang-ups that have been plaguing me in the beginning. And I've checked, it's still not, the briefing's still not working out. That is probably not on my side. There's probably something in the files there that is making that a little bit more troublesome. But I'll be going over and I'll explain quickly what the briefing says about the mission, and then I'll be starting out. I'm happy to hear that otherwise you are doing fine. And as I said, I hope that your throat also very quickly becomes better again, and that you do not have to worry anymore about it then. Which is also something I'm very happy about. Great that you got that figured out. It's been something that's probably been weighing on your mind for a little bit, so I'm happy that you have that now figured out and solved. Okay, I hope then that is also going to work out smoothly as you hope for. But it is good that you are figuring these things out. Okay, do I want to go in with that color? Let's go for red. We are Cyberrun after all. So, this is, we're gating to Procyon. There is, the import of the planet is that this planet houses QAI's mainframe. And in a mirror to the Aeon campaign, this time we're gating in as the Cyberrun to defend it. And if we're not able to defend it, then basically we're
One of the
the
processing nodes is to your
Cyberrun
southwest,
nation,
and
as
the Aeon
aka
commander has
we
established a
are
base right in front of it.
going to be in a lot of
Eliminate her
trouble.
and recapture the node. Ops out.
Okay, I'm going to want to build some Salems here as well. Yeah, okay, I understand that. So the switch online is coming up. Okay, yeah, I see. That makes sense that you would want to know those covered. And I do think that it is Not a bad idea to have something like that you're able to look forward to. Okay. Those are all covered. I might... You're not an HQ, you're just a facility. I hope that you are personally looking forward to your birthday. It's still a few months, but I hope that yeah, again, it is something hopefully that you are looking forward to. So let me have a look, and yeah, I will be reclaiming these instead of rebuilding. Same with these southern facilities. Yeah, especially in cases like this, I do think it's a good idea to start organizing these in a timely fashion, just so that when the time comes, the system is not going to be thrown into chaos, basically. And then Red Lobster, make your own feast. That sounds really delicious. We personally do not have...
purge the galaxy.
We personally do not have Red Lobster close by, so I am personally unaware of how the restaurant would work. 70 on DoorDash, 60 at the restaurant. I'd be guessing, and fair, this is a guess, and that will stay a guess, that you'd DoorDash it. Well, that doesn't have to stay a guess. Okay. But if you don't tell me what you're going to do, then it has to stay speculation, I guess. Let's... There you are. Let's set these out. Recapture this, recapture all of this. I think I want the... So, Atlantic salmon, Maine lobster. So, I see. Okay. Have a lot of fun with that, and enjoy your birthday at the restaurant. It's what I prefer to do for my birthday as well, to go out. Makes it feel a lot more special than if you just go to visit, like order out. It sounds delicious though. A little bit on the... Finally, on the unfortunate side that we do not have that possible luxury, but then again, that might be more environmentally sustainable in a way, because lobster would be quite a far import for us. Well then, if you already know what you want, then you already have the chance to really look forward to it. So I hope that it doesn't disappoint. Then again, they shouldn't. Especially for a big brand like this, I'd guess that there is little you need to worry about with them. Okay, I do not yet have much there, but I'm starting to have a really good income. You become like this. And I'll be needing a ton of ships from here on out. Okay, that immediately puts my economy into
As soon
the
as we
negative
hack into
again.
these nodes, your schemes will be revealed.
Okay, that sounds weird. You saying that it technically comes from the main coastal areas? Okay, that is something I can understand. Lake salmon has a very different taste. Let's put one over there. Okay, I see. That is what happened there. We don't have a big freshwater lake where we'd be getting our salmon or our fish from, but we do have a very, very nice... we have a few nice rivers in the country, and one of them is providing a lot of freshwater fish, and being able to just get the basically freshly caught fish out of the river or the ocean here, and then okay, I see. It's not exactly on the coast, but it's part of the main economic area or similar. Okay, no, I see. I see. How about we put... Yes, absolutely, that it would, very understandably so. The environments are already completely different. So, the fish would absolutely have a different impact. Okay. Let's finish that build as well. That is not looking good for that destroyer. Where is there? At least that will finish up soon. One and one. And I do need the rest down here. Well, that is always
Perhaps
part
the
of the
princess
reason.
was right about this planet.
Freshly caught tastes very different to needed being transported. It sounds, if you're not used to it, it's a bit weird, but freshness makes a big difference in the taste. And so yeah, if you can get local food, that it usually tastes different and usually a lot better than food with long deliveries or delivery lines in a way. Also, if you have food with huge shelf life, that usually doesn't taste quite as good as fresh local stuff. I do want to push further down here. I absolutely. I do not want to lose that. Just repairs and please more. Torpedo launchers. Okay, the naval facility does repair itself. That's already a huge boost. Unsurprisingly, we have a big grape season every year, and one of the things for the volunteers is because, well, volunteers, not volunteers, you get paid. The idea is absolutely that it's a local event, but the volunteers get paid partially so that you have to deliver the grapes to the manufacturing to enjoy the wine made out of it, and rather than it disappearing in the bellies of people. And Timon, yes, hello, welcome in. I hope you're having a lovely Thursday. And this is coming. It's been played on Forged Alliance forever, but it is the original campaign. I've seen something I may want to take a look at, and that is that they've revamped the campaign layout, and they really made it a lot clearer that they had added 2 campaigns, and I'm actually maybe going to try them. They are probably going to be quite on the hard side, but this is the normal Cybran campaign. Okay. I absolutely need more mass. Let me see if I can't bring something down more
You
over
have
here.
no hope of defeating me.
Seriously like to do some upgrades, but currently that is not really an option. Let's put 2 more torpedo facilities over here. These, I think, are these are tanks coming up, floating tanks, It's Timon. Timon, yes. Ooh, okay. How would you... how would the correct pronunciation in English be? Timon, Timon... Timon.
Destroy any Aeon on Procyon, Commander.
I knew him as
Opt out.
Timon. Yeah. Those things can be hard to solve. Nope, they are ships. Okay. That's unfortunate. Let's take distance. Let's hope that... Okay. We remain on the repairable end. And I'd put some ground defense and anti-air in there. So, 2 more, no, 3 more, and I have another group. Timon, okay. Yeah, pronunciation can vary of these things quite a lot, so you need to find you need to ask either the creators or people who live in those areas. Pumbaa, yes, that is very similar to how I knew him. There might be differences in the details, but Pumbaa is very close to the pronunciation as I know it. Okay, what are we percentage values? 72%. He is indeed a very good guy. He's a little bit simple sometimes, but I do not think that there is anything wrong with that. The full belly and good friends is all he really needs, and that is something that I can absolutely understand. Okay, if you want to deposit there and then push up, that is not something I'm going to take issue with. And then more reclaim. There's not much. There's some rather substantial reclaim over there. Let's have a few more engineers. Oh, the spin-off with both of them. Yeah, that was a fun movie, and they really did make very good characters with the two of them. Okay, can I do something like that, please, without being shot down? Okay, you're done. Don't know how much. Let's have 2 more. 2 more ground factories. No, go. Come on, go up. Ground, ground. Okay, let's go collapse over on them. Okay, there are some submarines I can defend against. The series, the animated series, was a lot of fun. A lot of silliness, a lot of outstanding silliness, but very respectable what they did with the series. Having a problem. I don't remember it as a VHS series. I do remember it running on TV. But I'm not even sure about the channel anymore. Okay. Got to clean up in here. Okay, we have the last three ships arriving. I think the important things for a good animated series is a good sense of humor, and I'm not even sure if that is like correct a sense of humor and knowing how to have fun, to not be worried about every single plot point, especially if it is for kids. Kids are going to be enjoying the silliness. Yeah, okay, the dialogue might get you cancelled today, but then again, how bad was it really, and how much is a sanitized, how well serves a completely sanitized language the nation? I mean, we are neighbors with the French, and they are some of the people we are making the most fun of, and seriously being mean. Although the meanest might probably be Belgium. But the idea is that if you're neighbors, and if you don't, I'm sure they have jokes about us, most of which I wouldn't even know, and vice versa. It's like, you're living close to each other, we're human, of course we are going to make fun of each other, and some of the crassness is not necessarily appropriate in an everyday setting, but especially in a comedic setting by a comedian or something like that, it's absolutely understandable that it is a joke, and I do think that you have to be able to take a joke as well. Even if it's not a joke, you're absolutely you're 100% fine with. Human needs some exceptions that it was given before, but for whatever reason they do seem less willing to allow those exceptions nowadays. Okay, let's bring you up over here. Let's hoover this empty. Okay. Need a few more reinforcements here. Far too... You are 8, and This is 9. Okay, let's bring a few lookouts out of here. Seriously, I think I'll have one constant patrol here to be able to stay up to date with all of this.
If you're having trouble with the Aeon, try a different type of unit. Ops out.
I like when a series that is trying to have incorporate a lot of Mocrasium, if it doesn't take itself seriously, because then you're absolutely not going to be misunderstanding the fact that this is supposed to be a joke. I mean, it doesn't take itself seriously, it laughs about itself, which feels necessary in a situation like that. But also, far too often nowadays, I have the feeling that people's feelings are hurt because reasons. I don't think there's too many people don't even really need a big reason to be able to feel hurt or feel annoyed, and that is really something where I feel like that's not a good idea. Okay. Coming up to 10. I think a pincer here might be appropriate. So having one coming in from here. We do need to destroy these torpedo launchers, or they're going to be sinking a lot of the chimps. Now we have some ships pushing through the middle here. Let's get the torpedo launchers. Okay, untoggle amphibious mode. Those were only submarines, but that is not necessarily the best here. I mean, the defenses would have withstood, but yeah. Not an HQ, quite happy about that. The HQs have understandably a lot more health. Boom, 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 and that's another torpedo launcher. Okay, let's have these come onto land and wreak a bit of havoc there. Built them, never used them. roughly looking fine. They are a bit catastrophically slow, but having these come aboard here is going to be really helpful cleaning this stuff up. I hope you're enjoying that series. I haven't watched Dragon Ball since the conclusion of the Buu arc. Okay. Please, the command unit are probably going to be disappearing.
Not bad, Abomination. But this isn't finished.
Okay. We got her out of this part of the base. They should not clamber aboard. And I still have to do is a slight remaster of the original Z arc, of the original arc. What exactly did they do for the remaster? Bloody hell, that is annoying. That is... I so wish I could put something on there. Okay, luckily I do have more than enough engineers at the moment. Okay. Let's get a few transporters out. Let's pull all of these back up. And then one transporter goes down, secures this, and we have another securing this part. Three more docks, and a bit more of the other facilities as well, but mainly I need marine at the moment. It goes, so it is, okay. It is the original, the original Dragon Ball Z arc, but remastered. That is fair. Although, I have to say that a lot of the old animation holds up surprisingly strongly nowadays. In parts, much more than you'd expect, and much more than many people clamor. I think that the old hand-drawn animations partially look a lot better than the modern computer-generated stuff. Especially if you outsource some of the animations to another company, and then that company decides that... Is the transport full? Transport full. That they're going to use AI to do that. That's not a good look. But did they change anything of the story, or did they basically do only a graphical remaster? for with how people are sometimes nowadays. That is indeed, if it at least feels like a valid question. Okay, let's have these come over here as well to help out. From the Science Saga to Cell, end of Cell is 1 season. It's all the same story as the old ones. Okay, in which case, purely a visual remaster with which I do not have any issues. Let's get some self-defenses up here as well. And then you are going to do more mass storage. Combined with... I'll start out with radar. And then build the factories around that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Cleared up some of the lines and removed
That
old
node
blood.
is too important, sir. Recapture it ASAP. Ops out.
I'm not sure the latter one was absolutely necessary, like the blood removal. In a way, I get it. But I think it's more done... Okay. Now that I think about it, I'm not so sure anymore. It feels like those things are always done more for the localizers or like... No, but I can see that a kid would be scared with blood. Okay, that is one thing. I've never seen the English dub. I've seen... unsurprisingly, I've seen the German dub, and Germany is always very, very competent for dubbing. They dub everything, even if you feel like, okay, that was not necessary. Could have just done subtitles, especially for if it was for adults, but they always have done a very, very good job. Okay, that would actually be a big positive of not needing to wait 3 sessions before we have a continuation of at least part of the plot line. That is something that the original series was really bad with. Not as bad as some other series, but that was always a big issue. Okay. Let's start up to collect the new Salems here. I do have more engineers here. And so we will make sure that every mass extractor has their storage. Yeah, some of those scenes were absolutely golden. I think that is one of the big wins for the animated series, that with the fillers, they gave a lot more character to the characters. And they showed how they changed over time, and that is actually something that I'm found really compelling, because yeah, in the manga you do see Vegeta changing, but you don't get any day-to-day examples. You get those scenes where he's mellowed out a little bit, but all in all, he is still very strict on himself, on his child, on everybody. And you do not see changes as where he really mellowed and became more of a family guy, which he had become, despite his protests. He had mellowed out quite a lot. Yeah, indeed, those were very memorable scenes. Very well done as well, because he was the first going on to that devil, well, maybe not angel, but devil to good arc. And in Piccolo's case, the Piccolo part was the actual devil of the setting for a while. Well, he is Piccolo. He is still cool and not accepting of his coolness is a reason to get your camera exploded. Is that a... okay, that's just a small radar. Let's pimp that up a little bit more. And let us recapture the node. We're going to be expanding westwards, but that's fine. I do have some heavy protection over here. Well, again, in a way, very understandable. He is, or he was, the devil after all, and he does have a little bit of an image to maintain, even though a lot of people are already aware that
the node has been
it is
recaptured.
now but an
I'll have our
image.
systems engineers start a scan to make sure the Aeon didn't upload anything. Ops out. The Aeon commander has been driven off and the node is back under our control. Don't get too comfortable, Commander. There's more fighting ahead. Ops out.
Operation area
Commander,
expanded.
this is Director Elliot of Station 004. We are under Aeon attack. Please, help us!
Yeah, he was so
You
annoyed
must
by all of
protect
those
them.
cameras.
Destroy the attacking units and defend the node. Ops out.
Okay. I think the attack is coming from the south. Let's get all of this through the... and we are going to... okay, no, the attack is coming from the north. Give me some engineers, please. You are not still working. Ooh, this is not going great. Ah, no, okay. Not perfect. Okay, they have shielding. Okay. And I've been granted now shielding as well. Good. Yeah, there are definitely some that aura farm quite a bit harder. But I do think that Piccolo is also quite hard, quite hardly trying to look busy farming aura. He also became a lot more. Oh, he is pure aura too.
You
Okay.
drove them off, but they're already preparing for another attack. Dig in and defend that node.
Thank you for your assistance, Commander. That could have gone very badly for us.
Let's get this into here, and you're going to be building Salem's non-stop. Nope. Okay, no idea. You go over. I need build power over there as quickly as possible, and then so we probably have west like this, and a few more power facilities. Commander, you're also going to invest in a few more power facilities. Yeah, that makes for a big difference. Okay, you need a bit more help to get over, I have the feeling. Okay. So apparently the attacks are mainly coming
Those
from the
nodes
north.
will be mine. There will be no stopping me next time.
I'm not exactly sure what she smoked, but that is pretty much exactly what I want to try. Yeah, he is amazing for that, and seriously, I do like him for it. Where the hell did you come from? He'd be very much the first making that look good. Come on. I absolutely need better air defenses over here. Probably tells me that I need better air defenses over here as well. And one last shield generator over here. Okay, so we do have troops coming in from the top there. Let's have the Salems come down a little bit. I've seen an orange Piccolo, didn't know that he was canon. On the other hand, yeah, probably not too surprising. No. Actually, no. We're going to be building like this. Well, some people don't know when to give up. And to be fair, that can sometimes be really complicated to figure out when is the correct time to give up. And this attack is quite fruitless. But I'm not unhappy being told to dig in. Let's send a few more over. Okay, Beast Gohan is now something I have no idea about at all. As I said, the last anime I watched was from the original anime, the end of the Boo saga. I followed it a little bit. No, I watched GT, I guess, but I haven't put all that. I haven't put effort in. I haven't followed it all that closely afterwards. Okay, I do want some shield protection over here as well. Oh, it takes part after Broly. Okay. Fair enough. That is not something, again, I was terribly familiar with, mainly because it was after I really stopped watching the series. We do need more anti-air about here, but I don't think we're in a big trouble anymore. Oh, we have a lot of
The Aeons
fleet
seem to have
either
given up on
side
the
here
node.
now.
We're still analyzing the network to see if we can find out what they're up to.
Operation area.
The Aeon have managed to hack into the mainframe and are accessing the QAI's network. We have to cut them out before they can do any real damage. Your orders are to capture the 2 remaining nodes. How you do it is up to you. You can either use brute force or stealth. We have made the Deceiver mobile stealth field system schematic available to you. Load an engineer and mobile stealth unit onto a transport and try to reach the nodes. The stealth field will cloak the transport from radar, but not line of sight, so avoid enemy units. Capture those nodes. Ops out.
Okay.
Attention, freaks of nature. I have wired your mainframe with explosives. If you attack me, I will blow it up.
What a friendly woman. I mean, no, come on back. Not supposed to walk over land at the moment. Okay, we're looking for an EMP blast coming up after we've captured the other 2 nodes. Okay, fair enough. I can see that. I think Super does go into that part of the timeline, so to say. So I can understand if people say that GT is not canon anymore. Or a different timeline. That's the problem when you have time travel to begin with. There is not going to be the possibility for really putting up a lot there. Yeah. Yeah, you have so many timelines in Dragon Ball Z. Although one of the nice things is that they really don't care about the timeline mess. They are just, yep.
Transport is full.
You have several timelines, and that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Bloody hell! What are they shooting at us over there? Come on up. Let me get some more defenses up here. Yeah. Trunks really messed up the timelines. Repeatedly. In several ones. No wonder that the... Is it Xenoverse? Where you're playing the Time Guardians that you had to apologize hard and... Okay, you're going to be a bigger issue than I was hoping for. No. How the hell did I let these funny boys in? Okay, let's make that more engineers and some sky hooks. Yeah, I absolutely can understand that the Great Kai responsible for the time flow is absolutely annoyed with him for a myriad of reasons. That's... Time is all fucked up. And there is little that these people now can do. Okay, let's try to get this transport over here. Okay, that I'm actually pretty happy with.
System enabled.
Okay. Let's double shield. And some more ground and air protection here. Okay, so it was Xenoverse. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. Okay, I've already did some planning until April, basically. Let's bring the engineers up. Okay, let's drop these two. So your OC is like a half Scion. Cool. They do... It depends on where you're looking at. Sometimes they seem to be stronger, sometimes they seem to be weaker, but I don't think you quite have that option in Xenoverse 1 or 2. I think it's all one or the other. Either fully human or fully Saiyan. Let's bring this over. Let's build a radar here first. Depending on how far I'll get today, I might add a little bit later on to show you, because I do have both 1 and 2, and so I can quickly show you the customization ranges. I see there's a huge amount of troops about here. Okay, seriously though, I think I'm capturing this node.
The node to the northwest is in our control. Ops out.
Good. You have captured a node. When you capture the second node, an EMP burst will be triggered at the mainframe. This will temporarily incapacitate all units around the mainframe. You will have 30 seconds from when you capture the second node before the EMP burst triggers. Assemble an army and be ready. Dostya out.
Okay. Half Saiyan, half Gerudo. I don't think that is a racial option, but if you put it into the purely the Saiyan tree, yeah, there is option there. I don't exactly remember how much, but there are options there, and I think the customization is more than good enough for, or more than deep enough for what it's trying to do. Okay. Seriously do have those two groups of Salem. Okay, let's put a little bit of emphasis here on remaining protected. And you come here to here. I do have some more transports. Bring up another engineer. And I think we're decently ready to go on to the attack here. that is not a wrong idea. That is, I think, rather factual. Yeah, indeed, that sounds like muscles for days. Together with the sane appetite, that is going to make a lot of restaurants quite happy. That is something that I appreciate about a lot of the sane characters. They manage to get in a ton of food and rarely they have to pay all of it. It's so often somebody else who has to pay for it rather than they themselves.
Thank goodness. You captured the northeast node. Ops out.
Okay, 30 seconds
All
now.
4 of the processing nodes are under our control.
The 4th node has been captured, and the EMP burst will go off in 30 seconds. Prepare to attack!
Yes, I am very ready to attack. We go amphibious mode with all the Salems.
The EMP burst was successful. Go, go, go!
Nothing is responding. No!
Yeah, quite. There's been so many people who had to pay for the Saiyan's appetite. I do wonder if they still had any naval facilities here. Very apparently not.
I refuse to be beaten!
But this is the 4th mission here, done and over with. I could definitely understand Rauru there, being like, what? Wait, what? Why do I have to do that? Okay. QAI is very much still up and working. Let us load into the next mission. I hope that I can finish. Well, I have an hour 40 until normal stream end, so should be enough time. Although no doubt I do have a quick break here. Let me have a look if I have it installed. I have Xenoverse 2 installed, which is the one you're interested in getting, so I do not need to download anything. The briefing is going to be, unfortunately, not acceptable. Well, if Yeah, if that's don't bite the hand that feeds you and all of that. Plus, yeah, no, I can see that. I can see that. Okay. Come on. Could you please hook? Into the game. There we go. So yeah, I have that downloaded and I'll be showing you character customization quickly so you can make yourself an idea. And the character creator itself is not complete. There's a lot more fashion to be collected all about as you go through the story. Come on.
Commander, this is X5. If you want those codes, you're gonna have to do what I say. I can't let those animals continue to torture my friends. Destroy the power generators in the UAF base to your south. That will drop the prison shields and let me get in and rescue my friends. I'll be in touch once they're safe. X5 out.
So such little
You know your objectives, Commander. Establish a defensive
control
perimeter
over
and
her
start
ape
building
form.
units as rapidly as possible. Do not attack the UEF until you have a
Well, with
large
half
army.
Gerudo, I
Ops
can
out.
see how that would become an issue. Okay, I need to go up, get all of the mass in, but at the same time I need to push down and establish a defensive perimeter. Let me get more mass first. Let's just clubble up all of these. Do I have a lot of reclaim? Not much at all. Yeah, give me more power. No. That's going to be building too early. Let's do 3 more or 4 more small ones, and then we're going to be building the big one. Yeah, and I'd like to start out with an air factory. Okay, as long as I have the resources, I am going to be pushing the first T2 here immediately. Yeah, that seriously would not have made it easy. So yeah, no, I can absolutely understand the fact that she's having some trouble controlling her ape form. Ah, okay, I see. That does sound like a fun storyline. Okay, let's pull down here a little bit. I do want some radar coverage. Not enough mass. So not enough mass. Let's send you up just to get more mass in. Probably need to start juggling this. So she got then, okay. Okay, she was sealed near there, and then got unsealed quite a lot later, which would absolutely make sense for her being half Saiyan, half Garuga. Oh, sorry, Gerudo. Bloody hell. No idea where that came from. That was a brain fart. Okay, getting this up. Okay, how do I want to deal with this? Give me some spy power. As soon as I try to do more stuff, she got unsealed entirely by accident. Okay, okay. Yeah, those things happen so often, or would happen so often. It's really, really, really hard to go and have, I think 4 should be enough, have ways of properly showcasing, like, yeah, what we are sealing away here is properly dangerous. It's not a boon to humanity. It's not a boon to you. There's no treasure here. Well, she would have been one of the strongest beings in Hyrule at the time, for a long time. So yeah, okay, if Saiyans do have that slight ooh, I'm now terribly angry problem, which gives them a lot of power, but also gives them the oops, I did it again part of some of the stuff, because as a race, I don't think that they are inherently evil.
Sir, the UEF has naval units patrolling the lake to your west. Destroy them if the opportunity presents itself. Ops out.
I seriously wouldn't be surprised if somebody blew a gasket after that. I mean, yeah, you've been sealed away for eons. What do you mean I missed, I don't know, 1,000
Get
years?
ready for an attack. Ops out.
You have the nerve to attack me?
You're going to be the lead factory. 1, 2. Yeah, we'll make indeed 10. Like this. And everybody else is going to be the support for that. For that good T1 spam. I do want some more there. Saiyans tend to calm down very quickly, but they have a short temper, so try not to rile them up too much in the first place. But seriously, I do not see any, like, the race as it in general as evil. If you look at what they were supposed to go through, yeah, no, that you're suddenly quite paranoid and worried about anybody and everybody being a possible conqueror. Yeah. but that leg kick alone can do so much damage, especially if it is unexpected. That a lot of people would be quite worried and then quite afraid, even if that was not the intention. Okay. I so don't have enough mass. But I think I did overdo it a little bit here for the extractors. Not too much, got pretty far. Didn't even start the upgrade yet. I absolutely want you to go through, and then we slowly go through what we have here. Yeah, that's quite a Goku moment. Confused, angry, defensive. Boom. Oh, now I'm hungry. Best friends with anybody who feeds them then. I do need T2 on the double. I need more. I need to start building T2 power facilities. For the moment, I ought to have enough defensive spam. Yeah, especially if you think about that provisions in that time are a rather rare and carefully managed commodity, and then suddenly you have a Saiyan in there that is going to absolutely eat everything that is going to be put up in front of them, like a big vacuum cleaner. Ras first before we do anything else. And I absolutely need to energy juggle that. Do I have a free engineer? Good. 1 energy storage. 2 energy storage. More. No. You pause. Yeah, as I said, as I imagined, first angry kick, then what is going on, and then I'm hungry, and first one to feed them, best friends forever. I have to say I do like that idea of Saiyans being quite nice, but hungry all the time. In a way, fair. In another way, that
System enabled.
I would be at least cautious in that situation for their.
X5 is still waiting for those generators to go offline, Commander. Ops out.
Well, if you think that nobody can ever going to be able to double up on that, then that is probably fine. If you don't think that anybody can build that tech again, that would be fine. Okay. Starting to get some T2 in there. And with all of this power, I can just munch on it a little bit longer. You are going to be building a few here at least. Yeah, if she was able to control her ape, that would have been good in general, but that uncontrollably would have led to somewhat of an issue for sure. No, I do not want you to go through that any more than you need. Come on. Let's make a big patrol there. I think the extractor is safe from the worst. I really hope that bomber crashed now. Seriously, in that configuration, yeah, she'd be doing some damage. Again, absolutely the strongest in all of Hyrule by a very fair margin. Okay. Let's get some tech stuff down here. Let's put down 3 more naval facilities over here. Innately strong from 2 very resistant races will make for a lot of chaos, that's for sure. Okay. Well, that is one of the biggest advantages of the Saiyans. They have a long lifespan and they age basically not at all. Or at least they don't they never look like they've been aging. Once they reach adulthood. Let's be fair, once they reach adulthood, they're not really aging anymore. Sorry. Sorry again. No, technically they don't... You can't see them aging anymore. Which makes for a sad trying to it's not cosmetics in general. They have a very specific name. All of the companies trying to find a product to keep you forever young that has a very specific name. Okay. I do currently not have enough power for that. I remember Chi-Chi's frustration when it became more and more clear that Saiyans will not be looking like they've been aging. Okay. No, that's the wrong way. We build power first, then shielding. Power first, then shielding.
Move on the power generators whenever you're ready. Ops out.
Yes, that is an absolutely fair assessment. Whenever I'm ready. I'm currently not ready. I do want my economy nice and leveled up before I do any of that. Okay, power we're slowly getting under control. Mass is going to be very long the issue. That would absolutely have been a surprise for everybody. That would have absolutely been a surprise. And yeah, I seriously can't fault her for being like, leave us alone. Oh, must have been a very bad dad then. Although, for a sane, you didn't get your daily food. That could do it. That could do it. Okay, let's build. Build a little bit more. Let's put some anti-air defenses. It's not looking neat, but that's not the big problem. Yeah, okay. But you did say that he turned to evil because your OC bankrupted him with her appetite. So you, it's I think it's a question that is worth thinking about a little bit, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that for most children, that would be like, after a certain while, okay, you're now my dad, and it's not great, but children do, they are pretty resilient for stuff like that. On one hand, very understandable, because yeah, that really was not a one-off issue. A lot of children's parents died before they could really help them grow up, and not out of malice, but just in the Stone Ages there was so much food misery and just in general issues that that would not be uncommon, and so children are quite resilient about that, which would have absolutely made sense from a lot of points for her. Okay, let's bring in no, first we pause you. Come on. Why am I going that far? No, at first I do want some T3 engineers, and I'm always running out of mass at the moment. Now that's old enough for the child to understand what is going on. It's not really old enough for children to not be able to adapt to the situation anymore. It's a very interesting backstory, that's for sure. Okay. I think I've been given much less than I thought there'd be. Yoink. You are tier 2. Let's just build some mass storages as well. Let's start to get this really up to something great. I think, at least for a while, transform everybody and then like this, supported by this. Oh, I don't think there is going to be much of a competition. She'd be so terribly strong that there is no easy way to have her not be the strongest being in Hyrule, especially since the Saiyan power leveling is just so crazy. Well, that is also, I think, very understandable that yeah, we're not going to that you still don't want to really harm or harm your own family. Absolutely understandable. And then, yeah, you'll... if it still needs doing, somebody else will need to do the doing. Yeah, that is not necessarily a sign for easier... for having an easier temper than Saiyans already do, because... yeah, I mean... Ganon himself is not really known for having a good temper. Yeah, made her 8th form extra strong, and I mean... would also lead to other issues, absolutely. Okay. as the attacks become stronger, this is turning out to be much more strong defensively. Very good. Yeah, I don't think that there would be any other option for her but being the big, scary, angry wall. Okay, you go all up to just the F factory. We do not need that many HQs. Really trying to get stuff up here, but let's make that a few more. I do not need all this storage. Well, on the other hand, the storage is going to be coming in super handy. Okay. Let's put some artillery down. Let's get some hoovering getting started over here. Yeah, and I seriously will pack one of the big power plants into the corner somewhere. Okay, I see. Yeah, that would have... Yeah, I think that is one of the sane issues, is that if they start going, there'll always be an amount of collateral damage that has been unexpected. Saiyans are nothing but stubborn about people who poked them. Let's put it like that. You don't need to poke them the wrong way. Poking them is going to be sufficient. You're building, you're building, you're building. She would have. Hopefully she learned how to control her ape form. Although she did not have any trainer to help her, so that would have been and become an issue. Well, she burned an unfathomable amount of calories, stomping angrily about beneath the the blood moon. Absolutely, she'd be hungry. And she wouldn't be probably the only hungry Saiyan after something like that, so... Larders of Hyrule, here she comes again, basically. Okay. I hope to bank up on a little bit of mass here. Well, that would be an idea to build over here. You go up to Naval Factory, and honestly you stop as well and upgrade as well. Let's hope that it didn't turn out to be an issue for the local deer population to recover in 5 decades or so. Have done that. Let's build
X5
2
is still
more
waiting
here.
for those generators to go offline, Commander. Ops out.
Yeah, I get that he's still waiting. But sorry, I am going to take a good time to just build up here. Yeah, I was guessing that would have been more her appetite than anything from the Calamity itself, which would have done a lot of damage, but I mean, Angry Saiyan, that is not going to be taken care of by simply eating 2 or 3 deer. That is going to be a lot more. Okay. One, 2, 3. I don't have enough reserves. Well, at least they did recover after a decent plummeting of the wolf population as well. It is very hard to maintain a predator population when their main food has been heavily decimated. I should have more than enough units to get down here and take care of this. Now your navy is like this. Hell yeah, of course I do not have the resources to do that. Okay. Let's have a look. The Calamity was absolutely calamitous. I myself am not all that well versed with it. I've played not Hyrule Warrior, Breath of the Wild. I myself played Breath of the Wild. but I haven't been taking in the lore of those parts too much. Yeah, she wouldn't be the only one to learn it that way. Yeah, that would be a do or be unhappy situation. We currently don't have anything there. Let's just ensure that at least for middle time ranges that is not going to be an issue anymore. Let's start naval production. You should, okay. Should be marching down, and they are marching down. Yeah, Super Saiyan 4 is predicated on being able to control the ape form. But Goku himself strongly disliked his Super Saiyan 4 form. Yeah, that is a very reasonable solution to the problem. And I'm just going to be putting... I want some more control over the area, so let's just put all of the T1 spam that we do not need anymore as a suicide mission. It absolutely would make sense, especially for all the other reasons she already went angry. Ship issues here. Okay, where... Well, if there is anywhere, it's probably all in the fleet building currently, the mass deficit that I'm currently having. Okay, I'm doing damage to the base. If I really wanted to, I could. No, can't anymore. Not with what is left. Okay. Am I... okay. Stop. Double one. Having a few too many cruisers. Well, I don't think they ever had the experience with the tail, and if the tail, possibly because of her additional Gerudo ancestry, never was like the big weak point that it is for normal ones. Which would absolutely make sense. I mean, you have those powers, why not use them? Especially when it starts getting a little bit boring. Okay. Put you to a stop. Improve, and let's have a big attack here, and also supplement it with some gunboats to really clean out the area this time. And then Navy to clean out the ports here. She ended up everywhere else and is cleaning house everywhere else as well. It's a nice story for an OC character like that. Okay, where are you going? No, those come in later. The Cybran have a very nifty way of dealing with spam reclaim when you allow them to set up. Therein lies the problem. You need to allow them to set up. Okay, let's stop this for now. How far are we through? Ooh, okay. Far too much.
More here than meets the eye.
Boom, boom, boom. And then we're moving over here. Support. Do not really have enough yet.
The shields are down, Hex 5. You're clear to enter the prison. Ops out.
So the prison was your objective? Interesting.
Thank you. It's I mean,
My friends are free, but you need to do
it's
one
like
more
a nice
thing for me.
story for
The UEF
a
omni
character,
sensors
especially if you
interfere with
do
my stealth
reprise them
You need to destroy
all the
those
while.
sensors before
I
I'll give you the
have
codes.
similar stories
I'm
for
not gonna let
my
them find me.
Monster Hunter, for the Hunter. For my Hunter,
This keeps
basically,
getting better
where
and better. There are 3
she also
omni sensors
started
in the area.
out
to the south,
in...
the southwest, and northwest. Destroy them.
Timeline-wise, she would have needed to start out in Poke. And then went through all of the different games. Yeah, my Hunter is a more sedate end 20, beginning 30. Depending on how you look at it. Okay. That's for sure. try and kill this base for now. Anything new? Yes.
Even if you destroy my sensors, I will still find you. There is no place for you to run.
Yeah, it's really hard to
That's
say
one
how
Omni
old
sensor
she
down.
could be
Ops
getting.
out.
But definitely older than what she currently is. Can you move? No idea what got that Salem stuck. Do we have any... Currently no T3 engineer that is not busy. Or destroyed, that is also a possibility at the moment. Well, that over here is another part where I'd like some stuff. Do we have anything else new? No.
Dr. Brackman is a crazy old bastard. You follow a fool.
That's not something you tell a Cybran. So they will absolutely not be happy with that. Okay, I'm not sure if that is actually really necessary for her. I think she's going to be reaching 1,000 easily without looking old. With enhancements of that caliber, I think we're looking at 5,000 years. Easily. Okay, I'm getting technical bombers.
What are you really after?
No, stop. You just go strategic bombers, and you build a bit of transportation here. If we go by the ancient Hyrule in...
You won't leave Pollux alive, Cybran.
Yes, I do understand what you mean, but if she was sealed, then she wouldn't have needed life-prolonging magic. Okay, the Valiant here is in very bad need of destruction. Okay, let's go deal with at least some of those ships here.
Because of the UEF's reliance on gunships, you should counter with air superiority fighters. The schematic for the Gemini Tech 3 air superiority fighter is uploaded. Ops out.
So we have some transporters. Let's get 3 here loaded on. Okay, you're having an order here already. I think you'll get some company. And then the second transport comes in. And we'll be able to get this area here as well. Yeah, fair enough. I am not going to blame her much on that, though. If you're missing people, then you very quickly... Like, when you're missing people and you feel alone, you're going to be very quickly doing some things. You better keep your fingers away, actually. But that leads me back to, how do you explain to people that this is not just... not just something that is not helpful but actively harmful, without while making sure that they understand that you're not trying to mess with them or to protect a treasure forever. How do you explain that to people? Because we do have that issue, and it absolutely is an issue. It is not something that ignoring is going to be helping to solve. We do need solutions, and we seriously also have no idea how those solutions would look like. It's an issue. It's an interesting issue to try and solve, but it's an issue nevertheless, and an issue that needs a solution nevertheless too. And if you keep yourself busy, very quickly you're going to be dabbling in stuff that suboptimal is maybe not the best description for. Wouldn't be the first one, and wouldn't be the first one to have some longer term issues afterwards then as well. But I personally am not subscribing to the idea that that forbidden knowledge can make you evil. That is not something I ascribe to, and I do not think that in general that would that it wouldn't make even sense. Yes, you can maybe with your knowledge you feel like you're becoming untouchable and thus invincible. That is not exactly the same as becoming evil because of these technologies, or this knowledge rather. Okay, let's have a quick look over here. This is probably more the naval base than this is. This is probably an air base. Very much. Yeah, I mean, seriously, if you're already going to be eating those animals, I mean, why not try something out and then afterwards enjoy a nice meal? Okay, I think I'll be putting this up.
You were a fool to
In
come here,
groups
Cybran.
of 3. And I do want to coordinate that. Okay. You're making for a good defensive line here. No idea how this is going to be looking. Let's push in, and then also here we're putting down. Yeah, no, okay. Wrong position. Put down here and shield it, some air defense, and then we're going to do the mass extracting. You mean the
2 Omnis are down, Commander. Ops out.
reducing the like increasing your lifespan? Yeah, okay, those bombers are slightly OP. There is the naval base. That needs to go. Well, I think different talents, and on the other hand, I do think that the realm hopping, I think, would be, out of all those tasks, the easier one. Okay, that was good damage here. Can you stop clumping up there? You stay.
A Cybran who actually stands and fights?
Okay. Should have done that a long time ago. Should have controlled K that.
The UEF's naval base has been destroyed. Nice job. Ops out.
Okay, that is going to safeguard me from any more naval shenanigans here. Let's catch those. Do we have anything more here? Yeah, why not? Why not prepare to be firing my laser? Yeah, not much of a chance, and this is no factories or so on, so good at that point. So she's not a big fan of her fellow Saiyans. I mean, understandable. I mean, they are Saiyans after all. Yep. And I think the Monster Hunter universe, the one thing that keeps her coming back to that is big food. Big food, and she's allowed to hunt it. I mean, what the hell? Why do you keep getting stuck there? Why? Nope. Okay, interesting. Can I then... Where is the ACU? Does the transport have enough space to do it like this? And I do think that I do want to start... Yeah, that... Okay, maybe I didn't put it the best way, but that's what I thought she'd be doing. Going all nom 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 on everything, especially the crabs. I mean, crabs are already delicious, and then you have such big crab. Oh, Kuluyaku. Okay. That's one of those I've eaten less of generally. Okay, that works. Together with the stealth field gen. Let's just completely destroy that base, and then let's see how close I can get with that. If not, where are all my empty transports? Okay, destroyed most of them. Engineer destruction is always very nice. And all that is really left are the defenses and these. Okay. I don't think they can reach down there. Dum, dum, dum. Well, I mean, frenzying makes you hungry, so you absolutely would need a mid-hunt snack, and why not have a feeler or something? Okay, fair enough. Maybe more last resort, but there's plenty of times we don't manage to get all the appendages cracked as we hoping for. And seriously, it would make sense that with the normal portion sizes a hunter eats, it has very much a Super Saiyan feeling. Nom 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 nom, and then munching on all the gems on accident.
The Omni sensors are down. Hex 5 should be contacting you soon. Ops out.
Here are my coordinates. Meet me there personally. I'm not about to hand this intel over to an engineer. Hex 5 out.
Okay. Some more base destruction.
Move your ACU to Hex 5's position and get the codes, Commander. We only get one shot at this. Ops out.
Okay, Hex 5 has just been dropped. And that destroyed much here, and then let's do... No, let's do like this. And I'd rather be taking the anti-air seriously.
Uploading the codes now. Upload is complete. Don't try to follow me.
Detecting UEF gunships, Commander! They're vectoring in from the southeast and heading directly towards your base!
Blast it. The UEF is closing in on me.
You won't elude me forever!
Hello, Mark. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday afternoon. Well, yeah. You wouldn't be avoiding any strange looks with that. At least wait until it's cooked. But yeah, okay, what am I? Okay, that's the problem. That is indeed the problem. Okay.
The gunships have been routed and the codes are secure. Let's get you off that rock. Ops out.
Operation area
We have a
expanded.
situation. Hex 5 was captured by UEF forces and is being held in their primary base.
And of course we can't leave
Leave
him.
him to rot. Him and his kind only look out for themselves.
We do not abandon any Cybran, no matter who they may be. There is also the risk of the UEF uncovering our plans and changing the codes. Yes. You will defeat the UEF commander and free Hex 5.
Commander, I have uploaded a prototype virus into your ACU. It will cause all UEF gunships to self-destruct. Move an engineer due south of your base and capture the enemy's air staging platform. If you are successful, all UEF gunships will automatically self-destruct, and the UEF will not be able to construct replacements. This is not an order. It is simply an option. QAI out.
Yeah, okay, and it's going to stay an option because I am...
have your friend, Cybran. Soon he will reveal all of your plans.
Yeah, I mean...
And here I thought all Cybrans were cowards.
Ooh, okay. Anything really more here to destroy? Okay, at least this is not going to be a base that is going to still be building anything. And then let's have some bombs be dropped over there. Da-da-dum. There is that. Faceless, hello, welcome in. Sorry, I was concentrating here a little bit. Yes. Okay, in a way, the dinosaur tails are basically chicken tails. So, while maybe not necessarily the most common, let's put it like that, ingredient, I don't think it's going to be as big of an issue as, for example, Gore Magala meet. But then again, I think it's also unfair to... Yeah, I know I failed that objective, but I did want to do some damage to the base here. Yeah, no, I think what I'm going to do massively now is stop only Salem's. Give me the Salem's. Land, you march onto land there. Give me the Salem's. You come down, march onto land and destroy that facility. So you can have the Devil Joe meat, and we're going to try not to eat the Gore Magala meat if possible. On the other hand, I think she's also going to be munching on a lot of wyvern meat. Okay, now we're going to be pulling those down. Although pulling those down, well said. I mean, I'm trying to have them fly every which way. And it looks that we are quite on time this time. No idea why. I had, well, just we had the technical difficulties, but we also had that I would be losing several times. Okay, that is, I mean, absolutely, that would feel as a kindred spirit. I mean, yeah, I don't really see how that would not be a kindred spirit to a half sane at least. I mean, would people in Monster Hunter pay that much attention to the tail? If you're a good hunter, you don't break the rules, they're pretty magnanimous about the rest, I feel. You have a tail, okay? That's not a big trouble for us, so... Yeah, I mean, I get the idea, and especially with the rest of the background that you gave her, it's very understandable that she would not want to draw attention. And thus, if she can tuck it into the armor and not need to draw attention with it, I think that is absolutely something she would be doing, absolutely. But it would be one of the few places where she would do fine, even if she were not to hide it too much. Yeah, luckily it's constantly a new moon there.
This is Major Harold Godwin to all UEF commanders! I need assistance! I repeat, I need assistance!
Yeah, that is one of the things. Why didn't you call for assistance earlier?
Commander.
He
Return
was
to base
pretty
with those codes. We'll extract X5.
arrogant.
Ops out.
It's a very nice spot to hunt, to be honest. The Misty Peaks are already very beautiful. Okay, we failed the secondary objectives here, but that's not that big of an issue. With Hex 5, if I had my way in his entire node would be breathing vacuum. But the doctor's much more lenient than I. And we do need those access codes for the last mission, which I will not be starting today. I'll be doing that next week. And then depending on how fast that goes, I'll either do skirmishes or I'll be doing the first Forged Alliance mission. I'll see that next week. That is reasonably enjoyable. Absolutely, I can understand her thinking like that. And so next week we'll be ending the Infinite War on the side of the Cybran, and then we'll be going on, as I said, to do the other campaign. Well, I mean, if you just go all out all the time, that is going to be boring if the opponents don't really are able to match your strength. So so yeah, fair enough. Well, yeah, I'm not sure if that is the best if that's the best analogy, although in her case, yeah, from how you described it, that would be no, Tigrex I would not describe as a wall. He is more an unstoppable force. So it does fit. An unstoppable force hitting an unmovable object. But we still have a little bit of time left. And I did make a suggestion for Tira, so let me show that. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Immovable object meets unstoppable force. So in the beginning, we were talking about Dragon Ball, which is why we came to this entire story. Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely. Where we were talking about Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Is it Xenoverse? Now I've forgotten already. I think it was Xenoverse 2. Yeah, Xenoverse. Problem the issue is that there is the RPG as well. So that is why I am confusing that a little bit. But I did offer to show that character creation. So I'll be doing that quickly and then I'll be ending stream. Yeah, Xenoverse 2 and the character customization. The story is neat. So okay, I have to re-accept all. Okay, or this is all of the new stuff. Haven't opened the game for a while. Do I automatically get my character? No. Or my characters. For some reason. I already have to. So yeah, you basically have 5 race choices from Frieza, Namekian, Earth, Saiyan, or Majin. Let's quickly go into one of these because you can you have some pre-selective type. You cannot really go completely custom, but they offer a lot of stuff that you've seen from the series, from everything with iForms. You can really sit down and make a ton of different characters. I have no idea why some of these are bright faces. Oh, those are the... okay. So in general, there is a lot, and then colors where you also have a ton of choice. Going through here, yeah, there's a lot. I think you can try to rebuild one-to-one the different characters, although I'm not sure if you are going to hit them one-to-one. There might be some restrictions there. But again, you can do a lot. You can adjust the height and a lot of color selection. Earthlings, like Earth, like humanity and Saiyans, I think are the two that are the closest to each other and share a lot of the options. So if you have a look here, 38 pupils, some 20 eye types, a lot of hair types, which are, if I remember correctly, shared with the Saiyans. Yeah, very much so. There are some haircuts Saiyans would not really want to go for if they have any choice. I don't think they would actually choose to be bald. And I think the one that Tiro would be most interested in. Let's see. So we have, you said red hair. So these are the options. I'm not exactly sure if you would be going for the brighter or the darker red. Saturation, I think, absolutely 100%. Third from the left, so this color. Slightly darker. I have these two. But I think this one was okay, because this is really a very dull red. Third from the left looks good. Okay. Paleness, you can also give them weird colors. Okay, I think these two rows look more or less normal. Although these are very much lobster-like, so very badly burnt. The tannish brown. How dark exactly? I think this is... no, this is too much. I think like this one might be appropriate. Okay. Didn't talk about eye color exactly. green eyes. Okay, so I did judge that correctly. This is more a yellow-green, this is more of a blue-green. And I do like, personally I do like the bright green here over the dull greens for as an eye color. I'll be going with it for now. Okay. Okay, this is clothes, this is the clothes, and I do not think you have a choice on that exactly. You said she's small. Body type, I'm not exactly sure, and there's a lot of hair we still need to go through. But yeah, you have a lot of choice, and I do think that you're going to be able to get your character looking pretty close to what you want them to look, although some of the eye selections from Toriyama do not make all that much sense for a Saiyan here. This looks goofy when you think that it's a Saiyan. From the character, this might be a good selection for her eyes, but again, you have so many choices. Type 10 is nice, okay. Here, I'd really be just going with a decent size of round pupils. I don't think anything else makes much sense for me. No Saiyans have noses. I'm not going to give her no nose. The issue is that because of the style, some noses look good from the front while looking much less so from the side, but I think this is fine. Staying exactly where we were. So as prominent as possible. So either 4, oh, pretty much 4. Jaw, I'd say a little bit more on the pointy side, especially for... Oh yeah, and the one issue here is you cannot have the pointy ears as a Saiyan. But yeah, there is a ton to the character creator. Armor-wise, of course, you'll be getting the big choices later on. Voice. I would not know. Hair in a ponytail. I think that's a possibility. That's not quite a ponytail. That would be one, but no, that's more a side tail. That's an upper ponytail. Like proper low ponytails are not seemingly available. 15. this one or for the voice 15? If it's for the voice, I'll remember that and put it in. But yeah, ponytails less so. The upper ponytail worked. Okay. Let me find it again. There we are. And then voice 15. Okay, whoops. Okay. If I want to showcase the game, I can either keep this as your character, basically. It's not what I wanted to do. That I'll be quitting out of character generation and I'll be showing you the game itself a little bit with another character. For this is your OG and I don't mind. Don't make the character. Okay. Then I'll be leaving that. And I'll be taking one of the others here. Let's go with the character I properly named after... not after myself, that's wrong, but basically my a female... my most often used female name, let's put it like that. Okay, really haven't gotten onto the server for a long while. It usually goes quicker, I have that feeling. Might just be, though, that I haven't played it for a while and this might still be on one of the external spinners. Oh, come on, don't give me... Okay, there is a lot since the last time. Need to go through that. Okay, she has something to unveil. Can I just... Could I just please skip over that? Beerus is looking terribly bored. Yeah, absolutely. Bulma just threw that together. I think if I remember that correctly, the missions were over here. Well, I think he has one of the most thankless jobs in the universe. I mean, you do all of that and then, like, you have to be the god of destruction, and yeah, I can understand him being bored. Okay, I'm not sure if I remember correctly how this part worked. Let's bring a few more. Well, if he is fighting a respectable opponent, he's also going to be on the happy side. Let's get some charge in here.
俺はこの戦いについていけ
Ah,
ないのか
Yamcha is going to get out,
なかなかやるな
kicked out.
だがこれ以上貴様の思い通りにはならんぞ
父さん、ここは僕に任せてください。
生意気やがっていいから俺から離れるな
クリリンさん、手合わせお願いします。いいぜ、お前の腕を見せてくれよ。危なかった。
Okay, there, and there is the... So yeah, the game is... The combos are pretty, like the
すげえ
big
や。
key attacks are pretty easy to get because they are basically not complicated button combinations, and it's more done to be flashy over a complex fighting game. The PS2 games were much more in that line. Yeah, he has very much a type, but also so does Vegeta. But Vegeta is smart and humble enough to know
そうですね
that you should not mess with him. Okay, I'm not all that interested in too much of the multiplayer. Co-op stuff is fine, but didn't you have like a flying machine as well? Again, it's been a while, and but yeah, some of the controls are a little bit weird in that your flight controls in my... Oh, there it is. There's the capsule. It's much quicker to just fly yourself. And photo mode, please. You have a ton of customization for how you level up, how you or boost attributes and all of that. The items you're bringing, absolutely a ton there. And then once you get to the point, you do... Well, equipment does have some influence on how on your stats, so that's why I have some specific clothes here. But if you do not care so much about that, you can really go ham here. Maybe take some stuff that is less strong on the attributes, but again, you have a lot of options. You can do a lot, and okay, that's not quite red, but I'm going to not get into that one. And then yeah, the normal equipment, and you can really get stick your teeth into that and find your perfect outfit and all of that. So there's a lot you need to level up, to buy. Not everything is unlocked from the beginning, not everything. But I think that is all normal game design stuff. Nothing special, nothing exactly special to this game, except that, of course, the stuff you're buying is from the series or inspired from the series. So there's a lot there, and then you have different ways of buying the stuff. And I think... Why do I have 2 different colored shoes? Okay, because they are currently the best that I have. Oh, you didn't any... What? Sorry. So thank you everybody for the ads and for the interruption. What exactly didn't you see? So... you have the shops, and then you have... What I was showing specifically was the clothing shop here. Where they basically have the same inventory. But you can either pay with Zenin, the normal currency. You have you have several types of medals that you can then buy stuff with. I'm not sure if any of that is premium. Okay, STP does seem to be... Yeah, that's a premium currency. Okay, fair enough. I don't think it's necessary. You do get Zeni via grinding easily enough. And what I am wearing is this current outfit, and then all the outfits have specific modifiers to your stats. So if you have a particular outfit you prefer, then you may be looking at adjusting your playstyle or adjusting your equipment depending on the playstyle. But yeah, there's a lot of choice here, and there's a lot to do. You have your million... Well, I don't have all of that many yet, but you have all the accessories, which don't really make a big difference. I didn't get a QQ bang for this one yet, and then the souls basically to adjust your playstyle. And then skills, that might also be something that is still interesting. You have a ton here. Fighting poses, Gallic, Kamehameha, Big Bang attacks. And I'm not all that decked out on this character yet, so there's a lot more you can still get. I haven't even gotten to my Super Saiyan on this one. Can I buy anything? I guess not yet. So yeah, chase the Kamehameha with a Kaioken. More fighting poses. There's quite a bit here, although I do not. Ultimate attack evasive skills. Okay, there is no... Mixing shot. Yeah, that is when you want to mix items up. Although I think that is rather new. But yeah, the item mixes make sense, and then you have the accessories, you have... Yeah, it's a nice city. Style, very much remembrance of them, and then you have masters you can learn the attacks from. So some attacks you unlock. I saw Gohan. Yeah, Gohan. He can be teaching. Although, who is my current one? That would make it easier to show. And they you can... Oh, that's new. That is new since last time I played. You can look up everything. Where you get the super attacks and the awoken skills and all of that. Okay, there's a lot here. And you have friendships and... Yeah. There is a lot here, and it allows you to do a lot of building. You can pick up quests from the NPCs. There's a lot. I've probably maxed out Vegeta from the Learn set already. And then he initiates you, and then you get rewards, and that goes on as you become stronger. And then, of course, since you can't fly, they didn't hesitate to put stuff every which way, up and down. I think if I had the time, I'd be playing it a little bit more, but I currently do not really have it. Yeah, a lot of characters from the series. There's, again, a lot going on, and I think if you like Dragon Ball and if you like light light fighting games, because this is not very heavy. It's not like Tekken or Street Fighter, where it's really a lot of depth. You can get good here without requiring a lot of the specialized knowledge for those games. But went over a little bit here with the showcase. But I'll need to finish up the stream for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for having been here. Thank you very much for your patience with, as always, with the ads and all of those things. It is very much appreciated. Thank you very much for that. As usual, if you do have suggestions for a raid out, please feel free to put those in. No, it is even easier than that. You have basic attack buttons, you have a defense button, and all of the superpowers are it is similar to the DBZ Kakarot easy mode. It is similar to that. Any of the supers require you press 3 buttons, but it's not a big button combination. You have right trigger to go into the super attack menu. If you then also press left trigger, you go into the second part of that menu, basically, and then you can select any of those attacks, and then you basically have the attack button, you have the jump, a dodge button, a block button, and I think that's it. It's not as technical as a lot of fighters can be. So very much a light fighter. And yeah, there's nothing in that really. Exactly. And yeah, it's a lot more made for the cinematic feel of fighting in the universe over actually having the complexity that something like bloody hell, the names are coming to me. One second. Okay, yeah, the Budokai games, they are a lot more technically complex. They are a lot more engraved in the fighter stuff. And here, oh, beam spam is absolutely encouraged. Charge, spam, charge, beam, charge, beam. That is absolutely something that you can do. And if you have large groups, that is going to be a bit more complicated, but you can absolutely constantly key spam. And especially on a 1v1, you can absolutely get yourself the breathing time against the PC to recharge as he's getting up. So yeah, I think you'll feel very comfortable with this. And I also did decide, as long as there's no suggestions coming in, I'll still be considering those. I think we'll be raiding over to Kixie. She's currently playing Digimon Story Time Strangers. So I hope that you are going to be enjoying her stream as much as you did mine. But first, we still have the schedule to go through. Well, I'm not sure that is exactly right, because when I see Daka 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 Daka, I think of orcs. I think 40k orcs. Yeah, that could have definitely another inclination for you. Oh yeah, that is fun. That the creator of that really had a lot of fun with it and made it a lot of fun to watch. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of, like, there is no abridged that comes to mind right now that was bad. They were all good fun. Very good fun. That being said, my schedule is going to not contain any surprises, so I'll be streaming tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So tomorrow and Monday, I'll be continuing with Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. And the 2 weekend days, of course, it is Monster Hunter weekend. Starting out in GU. Oh, Vegeta said that when he was spamming against Frieza. Okay, I think I know the scene, one of the possible scenes you're referring to, but I do not remember him saying that. As I said, Daka 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 for me is 40k orcs having some fun. But again, these associations are individual to all of us, so no worries. And then next week, I'll be continuing with Supreme Commander, trying to finish the Cybran campaign. That I'll definitely be able to do. And then hopefully I'll be able to finish the first mission. Let's see how fast the Cybran mission goes. If it takes like 2 hours, I know that I don't have a chance of finishing that. And yeah, that is for next Thursday. Times is going to be absolutely normal tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is going to be from 13 to 18 o'clock Central European time, or from 7 to 12 Eastern Standard Time. And Thursday, of course, then will be from 15 o'clock to 18 o'clock Central European time, and from 9 to 12 Eastern Standard Time. That being said, thank you all very much for having been here. Thank you very much for watching. It is all very much appreciated. Thank you very much. During the scene where he was hitting... Okay, yeah, I see. Which is actually something, if you have travel time, you always auto aim where you think your opponent is by the time it reaches. That's a smart way of fighting. If you don't try to do that, evading is a lot easier. But yeah, that's it for the announcement. As I said before, we'll be raiding out to Kixi. As always with raids, please be nice. Please be kind. I wish I could stay longer, but I do have something that I have to do, and I'm getting a little bit of time pressure now to get ready for that and all. So unfortunately, I do have to finish stream now. So thank you again very much, everybody, for having been here. It's all very much appreciated. I hope that you're having a lovely rest of your Thursday. Tira, I hope that your throat will recover rapidly and that by this evening it's going to be feeling fine again. And yeah, I think all that is left for me to say is thank you all very much again for having been here. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I hope to see you again soon. And but whenever that is, until we do see each other again, I'm going to wish you the best of time, the best of health. And until then, goodbye.